Indeed. And new developments now in the Fast and Furious matter. A top justice official now resigning. Right in the middle of this investigation, this Assistant Attorney General stepping down in July to take a law school job. He's accused of lying to Congress, insisting that no one at the ATF or the Justice Department was involved in that botched gun-running sting. Iowa Congressman Steve King is Vice Chair of the House Judiciary Subcommittee on Immigration. Sir, welcome back to America's Newsroom.
Morning, Bill. Happy to be back with you.
Thank you. What does this resignation mean, do you believe?
Well, I think it signals that the Obama administration is starting to move some of their people out of the target area for the legislative inquiry that's taking place in the investigation that has to be initiated out of the House side because Harry Reid controls these kind of investigations in the Senate. And I'm really glad that Senator Grassley has initiated these kind of investigations and built that partnership with the chairman, Darrell Issa, in the House so that they can continue to drill in. There's a lot more to go. But what it means is that the Obama administration sees the vulnerability. They're trying to remove some of the targets from the investigation.
Well, does it change your investigation then?
Well, I don't know. I think it confirms that there's more reason for suspicion, more reason for investigation. At the end of this, we still don't know who was the highest level official that approved the Fast and Furious program. Eric Holder has refused to answer that question directly, and I think the path leads to Eric Holder and perhaps through Eric Holder, and that's the vulnerability of the president right now.
We've spoken a lot to you and other members of Congress on this. We haven't spoken to the public very much about it, but now we have through our Fox polling. Here's one question. What best describes Operation Fast and Furious? 53% say it was a bad idea from the start. Given that, it seems the public is with you. Your reaction?
Well, I'm a little surprised it's not more than that even, Bill. To see what's going on, 2,000 guns that are sold, and they weren't tracking the guns. They were releasing them knowing they were going into Mexico, and they were going to pick up the guns around the crime scenes. And according to some of the Mexican authorities, that's at least 150 Mexicans who've been killed, as well as Brian Terry, our Border Patrol officer, and maybe double that number of Mexicans. So I think it was completely irresponsible, and 53% of the people in the country know that. There are a few others that I think need to get up to speed.
We also asked them about the future for Eric, the Attorney General, and whether or not he should be held responsible. This is what we found. 34% say he should be fired. Almost the same numbers say don't fire him, but reprimand him. A split. What's that tell you?
Well, I'm sitting here thinking, if I were the President of the United States, I would find a way for Eric Holder to step down, and it would be characterized as a firing, and I would move him out of the target zone, too, because this is a focus right on Eric Holder, and he can be subpoenaed to come before the Congress. And sooner or later, we're going to get to the bottom of this. There's a high level of determination and a really good knowledge base on the part of Darrell Issa and Senator Grassley, and I certainly support and work with them in every way I can.
Well, I know a lot of your frustration is that the investigation hasn't moved clearly or as fast as you would like it to move. You know, it's incremental steps here. But you believe Holder should resign. You've said that before, and you believe he's a liability, especially in an election year. How so if only 53%, a slight majority, are view this the way you do?
Well, that's what they know now. And as more of this unfolds, and I think there is substantially more, you remember that September 19th is kind of the date that bad things happen before elections. That's the time that Democrats spring these things on. I don't think that Darrell Issa is planning a date like that, Bill. But as this moves forward, and I'm the President of the United States, I'd be very worried that this comes to a crescendo sometime about September 19th of this year. For those reasons, if I were the President, I would remove Eric Holder from the target zone here, put somebody else in that's determined to clean this up. I would dump all this information out in the public and just come clean and put it behind me. That's what any responsible public official should do.
Steve King, thank you for your time.